Hello viewers, and welcome to week 33 of Race Country Cottage Thai house build. Coming to you from inside the house. So we've been winding up a very busy week. It's Sunday the 1st of December, and only 2 more weeks to go according to our builder. He's going to try and have everything done in the next 2 weeks. So we're ever hopeful. If it gets into 2.5 or 3 weeks, still allow us to get in before Christmas. So this week, the stair railing and gate people were here to complete their work. The flooring, SPC flooring, has now been installed and the skirt boards are all in. The doors are hung around the inside of the house, the bedrooms, and the back door and the storage room. Handles have been put on the glass doors and the screening has been fixed up. Been a bit of a drama with the front door. So we had wanted an inward opening framed front door. Somehow we've ended up with an in-out dual swing door that doesn't seal up particularly well. So discussions with the builder, it's going to be replaced. Obviously it's going to take a while. We like the Leo wood metal door. It's new on the market, but probably take about 2 months to get that. So have to live with the current door until then. Fencing contractors are just on site here this Sunday morning. We'll cover that next week. They're going to start the fencing. Site cleanup's going on. Yesterday and today they've been taking truckloads of things away. Last weekend there was some electrical works done. This week and the electrician's back and he'll stay to complete everything. So he's got the lights in many of the ceilings in the rooms, and but it's got to hook up the electrical control panels and other bits and pieces. So he'll be here for a few days, which we'll cover that all in next week's video. So look, thanks for joining me. I must say we're getting excited about the opportunity to move into the house, get out of temporary accommodation, and thank you all for joining us on the journey. There'll be a couple of more videos for sure to finish up the house, so stay tuned and follow this week's update. Cheers. So this week we sorted out contract with the fencing company to put in this cowboy fence around 2 sides of the property. They drew up a plan like this for us, and it'll have some mesh on it to keep the dogs out, like the look, and that was with the fence and the gate. And that's what the other 2 sides that face the back of our property will have mesh fence, and that's some gate drawings. So the company that's going to install the fence delivered the fence posts for the cowboy fence and the rails, so it'll be a 3-rail fence. It'll be 0.5 meter in the ground and 1.2 meters high. They dig the holes with a post auger. The posts will be concreted in, and the rails will be attached. So that work will start next week. So next week's video or the week after's video will cover the fence. Very heavy. It should be fairly sturdy. Looking forward to fencing off the property. Keep our dogs in and others out. Then the porch railing contractor was back to put in the stair handrails and the gates that go in on each of the 4 entries to the porch. So here they've got the railings, the hand railings on the back steps. Looks like from the inside, and the gate is there. That's the sliding gate closed. Then they moved on to the other set of stairs that go onto the back porch. So they prefabricated the handrails from the measurements taken and then installed them like here, as you can see. Then they were on to the front of the house to do the handrails on the front. So the stair entries are 2.3 meters wide, so fairly wide stairs. Using galvanized steel. It's painted black. So just welding things into place. And that's what the front porch gate looks like. So when everything was in place, they took the gates off to give them a second coat of paint from all the welding and the work to make sure they're nice and shiny, neat and tidy. So we're happy with that work. And then we went around to put end caps wherever the railings meet the posts. There's a cap that goes on to hide the welding in the post, and then they tidied up with the painting as well from some of the welds that were done. And then just a quick look at the front gate and the stair rails, so happy with that. And then we had a couple of swing doors on the house that needed handles. So the company that installed came back to put in place the large black handles on the doors. Nice aesthetic look, and something to grab onto to push the doors instead of just pushing the door. Then they moved on to the front door to put large black handles on that door. So there's a bit of a story now with these doors. We had asked the contractor for an inward opening door, expecting it to be a frame door that opened inwards. And it turns out that this door is a double swing door, swings both ways. So it's got no frame, and you can see the gaps on the top and the bottom and the middle. So it's not sealed properly like a front door to a house should be for rain and bugs and other things to get in. So the contractor is going to remove that door and replace it with a proper framed front door, something like these Leo doors. More to come on that later. Now we're up to electrical infrastructure. So for a few days this week, the electrician and a couple of his assistants were at the house. This fellow built the house and wired it, so now he's back to install all the switches and plugs, like you can see here. The wall switches, that's an internet cable, and then all the lighting in the house. And these are the lights that go into the ceiling, LEDs. So the team first marked out all the holes where the LED ceiling lights are meant to go, and then they went around to cut out the round hole in the gyprock of the ceiling to make room for the lights. So here you can see they've made all the holes in the lounge room and pulled down the wires for the lights. And here he's out on the balcony doing the same thing. And then sorting out some wiring with one of these downlights, ceiling downlights. Then it was time for fans to be installed. So the team set about installing and wiring up fans in a variety of rooms of the house. So the fellow on the ladder is also an electrician. Really happy with the work they did from what we could see. And tidy support for the fans up in the ceiling. So here we are on the back porch. The fellow's installing the blades, and there's two fans on the back porch. One on the sitting area and one near the table that'll be out there. And this is the fans completed. They're all remote controllable, which is good. Then it was on to the light over the dining room table, or lights. So there's kinds of two lights. The table's 2.6 meters long, so one of these lights is 80. It was too short, so we decided to go with two. So they cut the holes for the wires and then did the mounting plates up on the ceiling, supported as well by bits of metal up there, so hold it firm over the gyprock. And here they've got it all installed and just ready to let it hang down. So just interesting to see. They were very careful with their work and not to damage any of the lights or fixtures that they were putting in. So there it is, it's ready to swing free. They look okay. This guy was trying to get the measurement right, yeah, and it's spot on with the measurements that were meant to be between the two of them. And that's the end result. On to installing the 3 lights in the hallway leading to the bedrooms. They took these lights out of the box and assembled them, and there they were up on the walls. We think they look nice with the high 3.2 ceiling and hanging down just above everyone's head as they walk. And then here the electrician's putting in the light over the front door. So we found this rather large long light because the electricity was up high on the wall, so we wanted a long light that hung down to cover the hole, but also then filled the gap. So there you can see it. I think it fills it nicely over the front door. It'll be quite bright when it's all switched on. So they had to put some screw holders into the wall. There's a special bracket there that's screwed into the wall to hold the light. And there it is in all its glory, installed. And then there was some track lighting to light up one wall in the lounge room. Then it was onto the kitchen lights. And that's what they look like when they're assembled and hung. I think they look quite funky, quite unique. And then just some view of some of the fans that were installed. You know, it was the back porch. This was the master bedroom fan, plain ordinary fan for the computer room and the spare gas bedroom. And that was the old-fashioned fan for the lounge room. And then, look, there's some lights, power, temporary power to test out the lights. Looked really good, really happy. So look forward to the completion this week of all the lighting. So now it was time for the SPC flooring to go in. So the 61 boxes of SPC Cotto flooring were delivered last week and stacked up in the house. And then the team arrived this week with some skirt boards and to set about to lay the floor. So the first off, they took out these scraping tools, and they had leveled the floor last week in last week's video. So now it's just a matter of going over the floor, scraping off any rough bits and pieces to make the floor extremely smooth and clean, ready to accept the flooring. So that's what it looked like when it was all scraped clean, swept up, nice and tidy. Ready to lay down the plastic. So what they do is they put a plastic moisture barrier down first across all the floor before they start to lay the tiling or the flooring. But before that, they went around to show me that the floor was actually level. Used this straight edge to show that there's no gaps anywhere underneath. We went around all the floors to show you a few here, but very, very smooth to the straight edge. So the SPC flooring should go down and be very smooth on the floor to walk on. Then, as I mentioned, here they've laid the plastic out and started to lay out some of the SPC flooring planks, space them out across the floor, get ready. And here they are, they've started laying it down. So it's a click-lock system. They just lay it down and click them into each other. They leave a kind of a very small 2 or 3 millimeter gap around all the edges. It'll fit under the trim just to allow expansion and contraction of the flooring. So it's kind of a floating floor that's held in place by its sheer weight, and with the skirt boards around the edge, it can't go anywhere. So here there's a team of 3 doing this. This older guy was apparently been doing this for years and years and years and is really good at it. He's doing the hallway. So the flooring runs crossway on the rooms and, straight up the hallway. It's a matter of using the hammer just to pound, make sure once they click locked in that they are secure into each other. And here he's just used his straight edge to cut out a corner piece that'll wrap around the edge of the door framing and going into the bathroom. back into the lounge room where they've progressed along the flooring. Starting to look really nice. It's got a 6mm rubber base on the plank, and it's got a really nice wood grain finish. If you run your hands over it, you can feel the wood grain in the flooring. And here there's a floor plug, so they've got to just cut out the flooring around the plug. So he's just measuring that up to make sure the plank gets cut correctly. And then just progression shots of the install as they moved up the lounge dining room to complete it. So all this was done, the flooring was all laid in one day. So it was 130 some odd meters, as I recall. This is the master bedroom, just starting in the corner and working their way across. You can see here he's just about completed, and then in this shot he's completed the master bedroom. And here are just a view of the media room and the hallway leading from the lounge down to the bedrooms. So the next day the floor team was back to do the skirt boards around the edge of all the rooms to finish off the look of the flooring. So we picked another Cotto product that came close to matching the floor. It was slightly different. So here they're putting some acrylic glue onto the back of the skirt board and just putting it up on the wall. This secures the board in place, but also keeps the floor down, and it's click locked together so it can't move. And then once that's all done, there was a fella, the older fella came along, and he put nails into the through the board into the wall to, secure the board and the glue against the wall, the concrete wall. They came back after and they put a bead of, acrylic or silicone along the floor and along the wall edge and filled in any nail holes. So they used this strip, so anytime the floor came to a door opening to a different floor level, they used this narrow piece of wood. And that's just some shots of the skirt boards in along the flooring. I think the skirt board complements the floor quite nicely, and it all looks okay. Looks finished with the skirt boards down and just the lounge dining. Then we're on to the internal doors. It's time for them to get hung. The frames were done previously, and the team was back this week to put the doors on. So they just need to finish off two frames, a frame into the spare bedroom and this frame into the master bathroom. And so here he's just doing work to complete the framing. Really like the look of these yes molding doors and frames. So that was just from the bathroom looking down the hall with the frame in place. Just the frames completed. And then there's a door hinged up. Got a nice brass color hinge, and that's the door holder that goes on behind it. And so before he could get them up, he's got to miter out all the hinges, hinge locations. There's 4 hinges on every door. The doors are fairly heavy, so the manufacturer recommends 4 hinges. So he's just mitering out the door with his miter saw to create the gaps in the door to mount the hinges. And then it was a matter of, with the hinges mounted in the door, to mount them to the frame. And, just made their way around the rooms with their drill, making it all happen. It's one of those, as I call it, a rinse and repeat kind of practical episode. Each door, same thing. And then it was around to putting the handles on all the doors. Had to drill out the door for the handle. The color of the handle matches the hinges as well. I think it's a copper, antique copper color something to that effect. And then it was time to hang the sliding barn door that goes into the master bathroom. So that was the kit, the hanging sliding door kit that they had. So, and that's a look at what it looks like when it was up on the wall. So it saves space. There's no room for a door to swing into the bathroom or take up space in the closet. So that's what we ended up with. And there's the doors all hung and operational. They're all very nice and smooth too. Really, really pleased with the result. That's the kitchen out to the porch and into the utility room. This week they also cleaned up a lot of the work site. All the metal that was used for form work is all gone now. So they picked up pretty well everything that you can see in these piles. Roofing tiles, eucalyptus wood, and any other junk. It was all taken up and either moved to a new build site or taken to the local tip. So let's do a walking tour of the house and see where we're at. Here's the front door coming into the combined lounge dining. As you can see, the floors are nicely finished. All the pot lights are in the ceilings. All the doors are installed. There's just some work going on yet on the couple of the screens on some of the windows being corrected. And then if we just take a tour down the hallway, that's a double swing door on the right, glass. Really happy with the floors and the skirt boards. Really, really pleased with the way they look. And that's the guest or second bathroom. That's the spare bedroom, guest bedroom. Got the lights installed in the ceiling there. This is going to be my home office media room, working on the lights to be installed there today. And then back over to the master bedroom. Lights to be installed today as well. So ceiling fan, floors and skirt boards. Screen's gone off of this door to be repaired and fixed. And then the closet, walk-in closet and master bath in here. And this is the sliding door that we've got. And the barn door top, just to save space. Pleased with that. Of course, just fans to go up in the ceiling here. And the plumbing and sanitary yet to be installed, which I'm told will be next week. A lot of things are always next week. So let's hopefully next week actually delivers so we can be finished and get into the house. So back down the hall to the lounge dining. These are the kind of lights over the dining room table. Thought they're kind of cool. Those are down lights against the wall, so they'll light up some paintings that we have, both of Australia and Thailand, mainly Chiang Mai. Then off to the kitchen through our double doors. So you can close it off, make it like an outdoor kitchen, or have it part of the house, or whatever you like. So cupboards are all in, changed the handles to black. So I'm pretty happy with all that. To match the windows. Obviously the sink and stove and hood are yet to be installed, but that'll all happen this coming week, I imagine. And then out through the back sliding doors to the back porch, overlooking our banana forest and the countryside. Then just walk out the side door from the kitchen. That's the side porch. View of the carport. There's a storage room at the back that's yet to be tiled. And it looks like there's some work going to start on installing our breeze block wall. So this will be a breeze block wall. You can see the breeze block out on the floor. And then just walk along the balcony and take ourselves back to where we started. Anyway, gives you a bit of flavor doing the walking tour with any luck. So the fencing team are here, and here comes the electrician for more work. So that's it for week 33. Thanks for joining me. Next week there may or may not be a video. I might just wait and do one for the conclusion of the house, but we'll see how we go, see what next week brings. Cheers and thanks.